Alrighty. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another night here in the tavern tonight. Tonight, we are hopping back into our podcast, our once a month ordeal, our once a month special thing. We hop in with our old pal Trouse as we sit and discuss the wonderful things that is what we want to discuss. Anyways, I'm gonna see if he is ready. I think we're sitting here. Oh. Is my friend here paging Dr.
Yes.
Wellington?
Wellington?
Wellington. Yeah, no. Dr. Wellington, you're needed at the ward. Dr. G. Wellington.
Yo, how's it going, man?
Oh, it goes. It's been a busy week, busy month, busy life, existence.
Busy everything.
Oh yeah, it's been busy, but you know, I got to thinking about it, Trouse. You know, we're always so busy in our life. I've always thought, you know, what if we had something that we could just cozy up to when we're done with a 12, 14 hour day, 30, 40, 60, 70 hour week? How do you wind down?
Oh, you know, with fucking games that are cozy as fuck, you know?
Yes.
Those games that you can just wrap yourself in a blankie, grab a little fucking coffee or something, and then kick back.
Would you even do a coffee, though, if you're working like a 60-hour week?
You know, maybe some hot chocolate.
Yeah, I'd be down for some hot chocolate.
Maybe not in the summer, but you know.
Anyways, guys, we do have a special guest with us tonight that we are excited to have on board with us tonight to discuss more about our cozy hashtag cozy games. I'm going to introduce her. You want to introduce her?
Oh yeah. Sorry. I thought y'all were introducing. I was like waiting for it. I was like, or drum roll. Yeah, StephBabies.
Hello.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you for having me.
Welcome on in. We're excited to have you on here, and it's been a hot minute since I've been able to watch like anything that you've been doing, like on Twitch or anything like that. Are you still on Twitch?
I am. I haven't been doing much though. Work has kind of like you said in the intro. Work has been kicking my butt, and I could use some cozy gaming.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. So, yeah, I've always like Steph did a lot of streaming on Twitch back in some older days. And I loved going in there and watching. She's like prime example of if you want to just sit down and just relax. Even if you don't want to play a game yourself, just sit down and just watch her streams. Mint. Pure mint.
Thank you. I am always intrigued that people, you know, I think it's because I am on late at night as well. And being a West Coast streamer, like people are winding down, they're getting ready for bed. And so I'm honored when people check in. I'm their last stop before Dreamland. I really like that because I feel chaotic. I'm like, really? This is cozy for you? But I do play a lot of cozier games, I guess. And yeah, I see it. I see the vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how definitely I feel about it. Every time I go in, it's always a cozy time and always feels nice and comfy, you know?
I just wrap you in a blanket.
The
You pat.
Cheeto blanket.
They're there. Cheeto blanket.
Can y'all talk?
Cheeto dust on you.
You gotta tuck the homies in at night before watching StephBabies stream. That's funny. Well, yeah, there's plenty of cozy games to talk about, but this will not be specific to the cozy game genre. This could be anything that we find cozy to ourselves. You know, it could be anything, you know.
Anything that could like just like literally you're having a stressful day, you're having a stressful week, just be like the games that, you know, you could just hop on and just dull your mind and just kick back and relax and play your games, you know. There are people who freaking like who are in like Diamond Grandmaster League freaking and Dota and League of Legends who are just like, yeah, this is my cozy jam. Like, good on you. Good on you. You know,
I'm unwinding. Yeah.
If League of Legends is your cozy game, then I'm proud of you.
Yeah. It's so true. I could never, but it, you know, good on them for managing to find some solace in a game like that.
Exactly.
Right.
So, I think with Steph being our guest, I think we should let her go and take the helm on, you know, what would be like a very good cozy game for you that, you know, you're just having a day and you just need to just melt your brain.
Yeah. So it kind of varies. The staples in my life for cozy games have always been like Animal Crossing, like Pokemon, a lot of Nintendo. I know that for a long time I would always turn to, usually on stream. If you've ever seen my streams, you've probably seen me play Downwell. It's such a hard game, and it definitely would not be a game that people think of as a cozy game. But for me, just the how linear it was, the repetitiveness of it all, it was just very calming. And so games like that, like another one that's really difficult but not discouraging, is like Celeste, is really calming to me. And also the soundtrack with Celeste is a big part of it. Because I was thinking about it. I was thinking, what makes a game cozy to me? And I think that I need them to be pretty linear. And I need the soundtrack or the vibes to be right, to be cozy. And so it makes sense that like Celeste and Animal Crossing, those all fit the bill.
Yeah. I get down on a lot of Animal Crossing. I loved Animal Crossing, but I really couldn't get into this last one. Like I got into it a lot, but, and I think I've mentioned this time and time again on some past podcasts where it seems like, you know, when a game comes out, everybody always tries to go through it as fast as they can and try to be the first one to finish it and be like, oh, this is a great game. I'm just gonna go through it and like see the story. Okay, that story is great. Now on to something else. And I think like as much as I love and as much as I adore the speedrunning community, I love watching people speedrun through games. But when it came to the case of Animal Crossing coming out, you know, all of Untitled Stream Group got a hold of the game, and it seemed like everybody was like just in a rush to, you know, get everything done. Let's pay off the loan to the house. Let's get all the art that we can. Let's start trading, start getting all this stuff done. I'm just like, this isn't Animal Crossing vibe to me.
This isn't fun anymore, guys.
It became like a market.
It really did. I know that. So I have to walk such a fine line with it because it can very easily become more stressful than it ever should be. I got really into the whole Nookazon market. So I was listing items for sale. I was wheeling and dealing. I had to always be aware of my sales because then I had to be online to let people into my island to pick up their items. It was chaotic. And I thought, okay, this is no longer... It was fun, but it's not cozy. It's not relaxing. That's not why I play Animal Crossing. And the same kind of thing, a lot of people, like you said, want to pay off everything as fast as possible and collect everything as fast as possible. And I love a good sense of accomplishment, like achievements, that kind of stuff. I love it. And so I get it, but I never wanted to be the person that like manipulated the clock or changed the times. Like last night, I fired up Animal Crossing to kind of get ready for this podcast today. And the store was closed. I was like, are you kidding me? It was after 10 o'clock. The store was closed. And it sucked, but I thought, you know what? Like, that's the way the world works, baby. I'm not going to mess with the clock. That's on me. I just went fishing for a little bit and called it a night.
There you go. Yeah, Animal Crossing definitely changed everybody's perspectives when they came out with that new way of playing Animal Crossing. It, like... changed everything, really. Like, it's cool for like you know, like having control of everything, you know, like making everything just the way you want it, but it then lost its spirit. You know,
Yeah.
the cozy
I've
spirit
seen
was
people
long gone.
Rest in peace. I've seen people make such incredible islands, and I think that that's great for people who enjoy that. And that really became, I feel like, what the emphasis was on kind of the design front with this Animal Crossing and all that customization. But that's work to me. Like, I am not naturally creative in that sense. I have no vision. The vision does not exist. Like, please, like, I need Tom Nook to be a diplomat or a dictator and make all of the decisions, because I have no vision. And so I would just kind of get overwhelmed by it, and I had to decide, like, I'm okay with not having a really aesthetic, cool island. Like, this island is fine, and it's mine, and we're gonna chill here. And now my son has a profile, and every time I fire up the game, there's just random holes everywhere, flowers ripped out. Nothing makes sense. He's keeps logging in on my profile, even though I made him one. He's spending all my money, but it's fun. It's chill. It forces me not to care. So
yeah, there you go. Silver lining.
I said, getting on and looked like what happened? It looked like a war zone hit.
Right, hurricane came by the island.
It's just unfortunate with that one that the staying power wasn't quite as hard, or heavy, rather. Like the other Animal Crossing games have some staying power. You could always go back to those games every couple years and be like, hell yeah. But I don't see myself wanting to go back to New Horizons anytime soon, and I haven't played it since like 3 years.
That's been about that long for me too. I'm sure my villagers are mad at me. They're like, "You abandoned us."
Nah, they'd be like that in the GameCube one. They'd fucking
guilt trip you.
They'd call you lazy for sleeping in your house for 8 months straight.
All the roaches come out.
Yeah. Yeah, Animal Crossing, the first one is always going to be like my favorite and the most cozy for me, because I'd play that one like before school sometimes. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. to play it for 2 hours and then go to school. That's how much I loved that game.
I can't tell you how many hours I put into the GameCube Animal Crossing.
It's a lot.
Like, there was a lot of time and a lot of good memories in GameCube 1.
Yeah, that one's the most nostalgic for sure. I really did enjoy New Leaf on the 3DS.
That one was also good. That one's enjoyable. I like that one for just giving you the right amount of control and not too much.
Right. I don't have to design the place, but I can put some ordinances into place. Sure, I can make some rules.
Yeah, it's not like now that we have that reference point of New Horizons, we know what the sweet spot should be, probably.
Yeah.
But do you think you're going to listen to it? Probably not.
They could make their own spin-off on Animal Crossing that's more creative focused and like design focused, like they did with the 3DS one. Didn't they have another one that was like Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer?
Yeah.
They could have made that.
I didn't know that, but I know what you mean.
So maybe in the future we'll see what they do with it, but it seems all things are pointing towards this type of vibe because it sold so well.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what they do next with Animal Crossing.
We'll just have to see.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Winter? You got any cozy games you want to talk about?
So, I guess it really varies on a factor for me. I think a game that I really vibe to, and its franchise has always been like a huge stick to me. Ever since number 2, I've played number 2 since since I was just a wee lad. I'm talking, of course, about the Civilization franchise.
Good old Civ. Sid Meier himself.
Sid Meier's Civilization series. I fucking love their series. And that's one that I can just sit down and vibe. I mean, it's like you're not doing a whole lot of pushing buttons. You can basically play the whole game with just a mouse and the left and right clicks. to tell you the honest truth. I almost never go a warmonger path with Civilization. I'm always one who wants to try to win, specifically through like trying to attract people with my Civilization's culture. So I'm always trying to like build like theaters and trying to get into like music arts and trying to like get all these like exhibits and natural wonders and world wonders, and trying to build them all, and always trying to win, you know, through just being all cultural snazzy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Civilization 2 didn't allow that, though. Civilization 2, you were only allowed like 1 or 2 victories, which was either going the warmonger path or being the first to win the space race, which you advance through all of the science technologies and you start building this rocket ship that can make it to the... I think it was to make it to the moon. Mm-hmm. So the first person to land on the moon won.
Gotcha.
And I suck. I have never landed on the moon yet. I've never landed on the moon yet on Civ 2.
Damn.
But like, if you were lucky enough to own like the discs for Civ 2, like it was always funny because like you would have like this council group come up and they would like try to talk to you, telling you about, you know, what can you do to improve your cities? Are you doing good with what you're doing? So they had one guy who was like this freaking like marshal who, like, as you're advancing through the civilizations, they would change their like costumes. So when you're like in old ancient eras, they're like wearing like Legion armor and togas and stuff like that. And like they had like a militaristic guy who would always just yell at you because you didn't have a strong enough army and you didn't have a barracks, you didn't have like proper food or proper equipment for your troops. And they're like, you're going to die, soldier, if you don't get up and get your army going with a proper barracks and food for your soldiers. And like
the Mr. Rossetti of Civ.
right. I'm like, that sounds stressful. Getting yelled at.
Another one of your advisors, he was a science guy. He always wore a toga, and like, but as you advance through the civilization, like in ancient era, he's like flipping through an abacus. He's like, according to my calculations, and he's flicking all the like the little stones on the abacus. He's like, yeah, you're dumber than a box of rocks. You need to start working on your science. I'm like, thanks.
An abacus to tell you that? That's stupid.
But as you advance through, like, it eventually like changes to like, you know, the theory, like the, if I remember right, it was like the Newton's law of motion, where it was like that motion thing where you had like the 5 balls, and then if like one ball would hit and it would send the other ball flying, and it would just go back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And then later he has like this like high-tech calculator, and then you had a cultural advisor too, who would tell you how happy the citizens were, and this guy was a complete Elvis impersonator. And let me tell you, he's like, my king, my lord, my savior, listen here, your people, your citizens, they're not very happy. I'm like, give them shit.
Like, make them happy.
My citizens are happy.
Let me tell you, these citizens are very happy. They wish to celebrate. We love the King Day. Cool, that's what I like talking about. We love the King Day. Let's go.
Like the only experience I've ever had with the Civ games was watching my buddy play. I think it was either Civ 4 or 5. It might have been 4, but I remember him playing as Gandhi. But that's about it. I didn't really pay attention, but I just remember seeing Gandhi pop up every so often.
That's all. That's your big takeaway from Civ.
Yeah, he plays Gandhi.
I don't know anything about those games, so I'm enjoying hearing about Gandhi and Elvis, and sounds very interesting.
And like Civ 6, they like, and I've like started like every time that you finish a technology, it'll give you just a random quote that people from like famous people back in the day. So like every week we have a new store here in town, a new gaming store. So they gave me the honors of like changing their board every week on like what's going on with the current week or month's events for the store. So every week I will change a quote, and I'll find a quote off of their Civilization 6 thing. I'm like, you know, who said what?
Yeah.
So let's see here. Where's one of them that I did? It's like, oh yeah, for writing. Writing is easy. All you have to do is just cross out the wrong words. So it's just like, you know, inspirational quotes that they have going on. Everything has its limit. Iron ore cannot be educated into gold. Without mathematics, there's nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics. Everything around you is numbers. It just gives you some really cool inspirational quotes. So I use these quotes every week on their board and just change the quote out.
Quote of the day.
I could make it a quote of the day, but there's not enough stuff for like a whole year.
Yeah.
One of my favorite quotes that I did was, if you owe the bank $100, that's your problem. If you owe the bank $100 million, that's the bank's problem.
Oh.
I like that philosophy.
So we're just saying we have to steal a lot of money for it to no longer be a problem. Good damn.
The pen might not be mightier than the sword, but maybe the printing press is heavier than the siege weapon. Just a few words can change everything.
That printing press has got some weight to it. Sorry if I'm taking it literally.
So yeah, that's a game that I can just melt into and just have fun. And it's got multiplayer aspects, so if anybody's ever wanting to learn to play, like, gosh dang, hit me up.
Some good old Civ multiplayer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna talk about one that we talked about for the indie game one, but actually we didn't talk about this. I'll talk about this one first, and then the indie one later. But I was playing about 3 weeks ago. I downloaded this because I have this disc called Rare Replay on Xbox.
Uh-huh.
And it has all the Rare games, well, most of them. And I downloaded it again into my Xbox, and I started to play Viva Pinata again.
Yes.
Because Rare created that series. And, oh, man, it was fun. I was like, oh, I'm back in it again, guys. Shit.
Back in it.
I was playing like the free mode, where you can just mess around without having to really do the game yet.
Uh-huh.
And I was playing Trouble in Paradise, which is the second one, because I haven't played that one in much longer than the first game. And I was like, wow, look at all these pinatas. Oh my god, I'm having a blast to the past here. I played that game so much. That was before Halo for me.
Mm-hmm.
Before Halo 3, rather. When I got my 360, it was only Viva Pinata and Sonic 06 for like a year. God. Before I got Halo 3. But Viva Pinata was a good year-long endeavor for me. And it was... Well, I remember getting to like Gardner level like 46 or some shit.
You ascended.
Yeah. And I always had a problem getting certain pinatas, and I never knew why. Because there was this pinata called a donut, which is a deer, but it's called a donut. And it needed to have a certain amount of long grass growing in your garden. These are some shit. Uh-oh.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, I was like, gooseberries.
Here.
Someone's eating gooseberries.
I'll get that gold sculpture out of here.
But yeah, you needed a certain amount of those fruit. And it would come and visit my shit, but it would never eat the fruit. And I was always mad. I was like, I need you so I can get other things, you know?
Yeah, because you have other ones that are attracted to the donut if you have it.
Yeah, I needed the Rorio, which is like a client.
Yes.
that
Oh my gosh.
Needed to eat like 5 of them bitches.
Mur and I were playing. We had a garden. This was like a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half. We were doing the second one as well, and same kind of thing. We were trying to get, I think, the tiger, and we had to plant so many freaking tiger lilies or whatever, taking up all the space.
Tiger Misu, I think.
Yeah. we had done everything it asked, and it would just walk the perimeter and taunt us and never come in. It was so frustrating.
Yeah, some of them just don't, and it's like probably a bug, to be honest, because it's like, god damn, how do you just ignore me?
Right. Rejection.
Yeah, that game is very buggy and has a lot of issues, but it works for the most part. You know, but it's just when you're getting to those late game things, and then it starts to push back a little. But when you
game's telling you to get a life, like, why are you still here?
Yeah, it's just like you could play it for like for me, I like playing it for like 2 or 3 sessions, and then I'm already done with it for another year. But if you try to get to like the end game stuff, it's like, oh man, it becomes more of a chore and frustrating and stressful.
That's when it becomes less cozy.
Yeah, the coziness is now prickly.
Yeah, I had a journal where I was keeping track of like all the variants and things I had tried, and at that point, when I'm taking pen to paper for the game, it's no longer cozy.
Yeah, basically, but it does have the vibes, like super colorful, super cute. The names of the piñatas are adorable.
Super like chill, peaceful ambiance music.
Like fucking the Cinemonkey. Oh, I love that guy.
That's right up your alley.
Yeah, Cinemonkeys and the Bonboons, the Sarsagorillas. I love them. And I used to watch the show as a kid. Did you know there was a show for that?
I forgot about the show. Oh my gosh, there was.
Viva Pinata, built with fun. You know? That shit was my jam. Watch that shit after Kirby right back at you on the Saturday morning.
I ever watched it. I know that they had the multiplayer game, where it was just like a bunch of mini games. I played that.
Oh, at a party time or some shit.
Yeah, party animals or whatever.
That was based off the show more so than the games. I never played it though, but I heard about it. I only ever played the first 2 games. I heard there was even a handheld one that sucked.
Was there? Oh,
yeah, that's probably why I never heard of it, if it sucked. Yeah, I totally recommend it. It sucks that it's stuck on Xbox, though. It needs to be on PC. Like, I need it to be on PC, because I can imagine how easy it would be with the mouse to move around. Yeah. You know, and then they give more people a chance to try it out, too, because not everyone has an Xbox, and not everyone wants one. So, and it's too good of a cozy game to leave stuck to one thing.
Yeah,
it'd probably work good in Switch. Yeah. But yeah, it's such a good game. I love it.
I've been watching you spend a lot of time on that.
What's that?
I remember watching you spend a lot of time on that too.
On Viva Pinata?
Yeah.
Yeah, I streamed it a long time ago, like maybe like 2021, 2022, and I went for like maybe like 6 weeks in a row, and then I stopped randomly. But yeah, I usually have like bouts of like, I need to play this for a while, and then I'm out Vivid.
That's the Viva Pinata experience.
Yeah, eventually you just like, all right, it's getting too stressful now. I gotta stop.
Blood.
Not the sour pinatas. No. All right. Well, what about anything else you want to talk about, Steph, that you have in your mind?
So this is, I guess, like what people consider to be one of the quintessential cozy games that I don't consider a cozy game. For me, personally. For others, yes. Is Stardew. And so many people told me, like, you love Animal Crossing, you love cozy games, like, this is right up your alley. And I got it on Xbox, and at first I really liked it, and I liked it so much that Mur was sweet and bought it for me on Switch too, because I wanted to play it in bed also, and I was really in on it for a second. Yeah. But as the game progresses, you start to get more responsibilities, and you gotta work really hard in that game compared to like Animal Crossing. You gotta keep things alive. Monsters come out at night. There's quests, and I'm like, this is stressful. This isn't cozy. And I guess I get really overwhelmed when a game isn't linear. when there's more responsibilities, there's so many different options for things I can do. I want to do them all, so I shut down and do none of them. Which is a shame, because I'd love to pick it back up again, but it just was so overwhelming.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to get in the groove of like those games, because it does get all like overwhelming. Like I haven't played it for that reason too, because like I've had fun playing farming sims, but that one has extra layers that I don't think I'm ready for.
Right, there's like a whole deeper story and stuff, and I'm like, wait a second. I don't know. Yes, it is. The layers kept peeling back. I wasn't ready to commit to all that. Yeah.
I kind of wish that we could get like a Stardew Valley game just without like having to go into a mine and having to explore a mine, or having to unlock another freaking land and having to go into that mine and explore that mine to fight better, or like upgrade your equipment better in order, and like have like a bunch of stuff in order to make sure that you're not gonna die while you're out there in the desert. And just like, I just want to farm.
Yeah, I don't want to have to worry about death. Death was all around me in that game.
Death was all around me.
It was. I just wanted to farm. So
that's Star Death.
That's my gripe with it. But I'm trying to think other really like wind down games. Probably my favorite wind down end of the day. I want to play a game, but I don't want to think at all. I just want to have maybe even a show up while I play. Is freaking Power Washing Simulator. I could play that game forever. It is so satisfying. It makes me want to power wash in real life.
I know, just power washing would be so much fun.
It's like single. Fun. They're like single neuron activated. It's like that monkey meme.
It's such
neuron activation.
Time. It's exactly what it is. I freaking love it. It makes me want to try out other simulator games, but I don't know if anyone can compare now.
Yeah, I see randomly people on my like friends list on Discord playing Power Wash Simulator like at 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, I see.
I already know. I know the vibe.
I'm not gonna lie, like even Cordy kind of looks at me with this one and is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And that's Supermarket Simulator.
Oh no!
Well, I watched an episode of Power Waffle playing Supermarket Sim. I'm like, this looks like a fun game. And so I picked it up, and I have like 50 hours invested into it already.
50? Jesus.
And Courtney's like, you did this shit in real life. I'm like, I know, but I'm not getting yelled at every time I turn the corner to do something. It's my grocery store.
So you're working in the store in the game? I was gonna ask, is it like you're shopping or you're working?
You're a manager of the store, so like you start with this like little hole in the wall, and like you can only buy like a thing of like cereal, some bread, and I think if I remember right, the last thing was like some oil or something like that, some like cooking oil. So you have to start selling that stuff to get a profit, to start buying licenses to buy more stuff.
I'm looking at pictures of it. Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna, and like you can eventually like hire on cashiers and hire on like people who will stock the freight for you. And like I said, I've spent a lot of time in it, and I'm super excited because it looks like the same people who made Supermarket Simulator is coming out with a game called Trading Card Game Shop Simulator.
Oh no! Oh, even more your niche.
Yeah.
Dude, so, it's funny because
very positive reviews.
It's like it's the familiarity of it all. I think that is so cozy because you worked in that environment for so long, and now that you're able to do it on your own terms, hell yeah.
You know, people know me. I worked in retail for almost 13 years. It's just like every time that you look, like every time you turn a corner, there's a manager there. It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, working? We're like, you sure? I'm like, pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah. I think I'm working. I don't know. Then you have managers put you in the office and they're like, we have resources to help you. Are you depressed? I'm like, I don't think I am. Am I depressed? And they're like, we have resources. That's like what legitimately caused me to quit my job is because everybody was like, are you okay? You look depressed. I'm like, am I?
So you start to wonder yourself.
I even went to the doctor to get like some prescriptions renewed, and they're like, okay, well you have to fill out this form. You have to do it every year because you know we got to keep our records updated. And it was like, have you ever thought of suicide? No. Have you ever thought that the world would be a better place out without you? I'm like, no. Have you ever thought that you were just lonely or just not worth a crap? I'm like, no. The doctor comes in, he's like, so our nurses said that you're depressed. I'm like, no. I wrote no.
What?
I'm like, what do people know? What do I not know?
They're gaslighting you into thinking you're depressed.
I guess, because it worked. I'm like, okay, well, fuck this job, I guess. Move on to something else.
But you'll always have the simulator.
Yes, I'll have the simulator.
Using the therapeutic resources.
I watch my cashier. I watch my cashiers on there, and they're just like, click, click, click. I'm like, watch how I do this. I'm like, click, 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 click. Okay, $5. Give me the money.
He refused to hire anyone. He's trying to do it all himself. I could do it better.
Go.
Oh my gosh, those mundane things are just so much more fun in games. Like unpacking, I loved that game. Like I don't want to unpack and organize in real life, but in the game, absolutely I do. It's so satisfying.
That's why they come out.
It's weird how that works. It's weird how that works on our minds. I never really thought about it too hard, but it's like, how come we don't like doing these in real life, but when it comes to the games, it's like, this is my favorite game.
Right. Like I played all the way through A Little to the Left, which is the same kind of thing, just organizing drawers and whatever, which I could not care less about in real life if my drawers are organized, just so. But when I was playing it, I'm like, this is the stuff. Give me more. Inject it into my veins.
I mix my socks and underwear in the same drawer. Oh no.
Oh no.
Now, every household has to have one, so I gotta ask you guys if you have one. Do you guys have just one of those drawers that just collects everything? It's just a junk drawer.
Yes. Yep.
Like you're gonna find like a battery, a fucking toothpick, a thumbtack. You're gonna find some rubber bands. You're gonna find a card. You're gonna find like some paper, some birthday candles, like
pens, outdated coupons, sauce packets,
a hammer, some nails, some screws, a sponge, some paint. Like,
what is that?
That's
like a trademark junk drawer.
Yes, every household has one.
And it's like you always know what's in the junk. You always know what should go in the junk drawer. So you'll be like, where's this thing that? Oh, it should probably be in the junk drawer. And you look, and it's somewhere there.
Yeah,
it's not weird. No one's going to come over and judge you for it either, because they've got one too. They know what the deal is.
And when they're looking in the junk drawer, like, hey, guess what? You know that nail file you were looking for 5 years ago? There it is.
Oh man, no one can organize a junk drawer. It's better. It's already organized, you know. It's organized chaos.
And you can't organize a junk drawer because then you have to face the reality that most of it truly is junk, and you've got to throw some of that stuff away. And I'm not ready to part with those sauce packets yet, man.
That Taco Bell sauce packets are like giving me words of affirmation.
Right. This is what keeps me going.
Taco Bell sauce bag. It's like, didn't Taco Bell close like 5 years ago?
I haven't had a Taco Bell in 5 years. What's this in here?
Junk drawer items will survive the nuclear fallout, just like
they
roaches.
somehow like don't expire. It's its own little realm.
Yeah, the junk drawer is gonna give you all the currency that you need in the after zombie apocalypse.
Right.
I have pesos in here.
5 paper clips. 5 packets of Parmesan cheese.
This junk drawer lore goes hard right now.
Let's trade you 3 cans of soup for your Parmesan.
You better watch out. The gabagool's gonna take your Parmesan. Oh fuck.
You know, you do gotta look at like simulator games though and be like, you know, how do they make these games? Like, one game that I will really get into, and it's another one that's just mind-numbing for me to just do, is American Truck Simulator.
Glow trucking.
I cannot imagine myself driving a truck for 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. I cannot see myself doing that. But hook me up in a video game, hell yeah, I'll fucking go for you. Where do you want me to go? Colorado? Hell yeah.
I'll go 3 states
Colorado,
over.
That takes me like an hour.
Right. Same with like lawn mowing simulator. I have no interest in mowing a lawn ever in my life, but I do have interest in mowing fake lawns on lawn mowing simulator.
I've only ever played one simulator game in my life, and that was Goat Simulator.
Oh, what's an OG original?
That's like one of the first simulators I think we ever got, which was a stupid one. But yeah,
Almost weird.
I enjoyed it for what it was, but yeah, it was like a one and done deal for me.
It was so popular, which is wild because it was like just the first of its kind.
Yeah, and then they added like DLC to it that have like different, like Skyrim Goat Simulator and like Wizard Goat Simulator.
2014.
World War II.
Wow. Going down the Goat
Been a long
Simulator
time.
lore.
10 years ago, huh?
That is crazy. I mean, I'm thinking of like when this simulator fad even started. I think about like early Facebook with, what is it, Farmville? Then,
yeah.
I guess I guess technically like Sims was an original simulator. I never played Sims ever.
Sims is cool. I played up till 2. I played 1 and 2, but 2 is my favorite. It's interesting. I remember just liking to see how different ways they could die. I would catch them on fire, have them eat poisoned food or like food that's gone bad, so they get like food poisoning and all this stupid shit. And it was always funny.
My best friend, when she was mad at her older brother, she had a sim of him. That's the only time she would play Sims, and she'd like dress him up like a ballerina and then find different ways to unalive him.
Okay.
I would just watch her do it. That was my only Sims experience.
Yeah, Sims, you can just make family members you're having problems with at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not making you go to the restroom for a whole day. You're gonna have to pee where you're standing. Oh man, Sims has fucking funny language, Simlish.
You know, I can't get into any of the Sims games after the first one. I just didn't like the fact that like people grew old and eventually would die off. I didn't like that.
Too real.
So
It's like real life.
so,
This is the kind of simulator I don't like.
I had to stick with
Simulated
the
too hard.
Sims.
That's fair. Like, wait a second, this is supposed to be fun and games. This isn't cozy. Growing old and dying is not cozy.
Yeah. I'd always imagine like this is what I want to live, what kind of house I want to live in when I'm older. You know, I'd build like houses that were like, all right, I want this music here, I want this video game and TV, I want, you know, and I'd lay it out like how I think I would like a house. And it was always interesting. Like, yeah, I'm like, yep, in 20 years is gonna be my place. So, never happened. Oh man.
It still could. It still could. You have to believe.
Yeah, maybe one day. I'll get that pool in the back with the video game TV and the fucking DJ set that I've always wanted.
There's a lot of like short on Game Pass right now, just short, cute, like cozy games, which has been fun. I've been downloading a couple different ones. I played one. It was a one streamer, like a short hike, and it truly was a short hike. I think I was like a little penguin or bird or something, and you just hiked to the summit, and that was the game, and it was very pleasant. And I'm playing one right now.
Actually, on that one, but I haven't played it yet.
It's really chill. It's like anything else. There's like little side missions you could do, which for me I have to ignore, otherwise I get overwhelmed and turn it off. I was like, let me get to the summit first, and then I'll come back and help you if you're still here. If you haven't perished.
Yeah.
But no, it's really cool. It only took me a few hours. Like I said, I don't stream long, and I was able to do it in one stream. And then I'm playing a puzzle game called Botany Manor, where I'm just growing different plants, and it's like a puzzle game with plants, and it's fun. And I'm like, man, these are really cool. Shout out to
yeah, I remember you were playing that. I saw you.
Yeah.
I think I got a clip of you saying some funny ass shit. I can't remember exactly what it was. Oh man, fucking leaves.
Fucking leaves. Leaves, man.
Oh man. All right, what else is there that I can think right now? Oh yeah, you'll probably agree with this one, Steph. Fucking Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes.
That is a vibe.
It.
No.
Just kidding.
What are you talking about?
The first time I played it, probably not, because you were there the first time I played it. I was very new and I had to figure it out. But now that I've done it, it's fun to revisit a lot. I know you don't share my same love for Super Mario 64. You said some disparaging things about it, but that's always a go-to for me.
I had that recent playthrough and I was like, I can't believe I like this as a kid. I was like questioning my entire life. It's just frustrating because I'm used to tighter controls with Mario Sunshine. I play it a lot more, so like I have that reference point and it just breaks the illusion. I guess it's kind of that reason, because I'm not seeing it for what it is anymore, right? Because Mario's gotten better over the years. Mm-hmm. So that's a big reason for it, but like I can enjoy it for a little bit, but eventually I start getting mad. I keep fucking up the jumps and shit. But with like Banjo-Kazooie, the way they had the movement in there, it's a little more refined. I mean, it did come out 2 years after, but like it's a lot more refined. The worlds are not as blocky and like surreal weird. You know what I mean? Because like Mario 64 had a lot of just floating random squares in the sky and like weird checkerboard patterns everywhere. But the aesthetic of Banjo is like cartoon storybook. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing I really still don't like with Banjo, controls wise, is the swimming. I really struggle with the swimming.
The swimming is weird because it does suck, but you can make it easier for yourself by holding the L and R triggers, depending which direction you're turning, to turn tighter.
Sharp turns, yeah.
And they never explain that to you in the game.
No, they don't. I didn't figure that out until like my second time through.
Yeah, and what's it called? Yeah, but the aesthetic for me is what's the king for me in Banjo. It just feels like you're playing in a cartoon, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
But I do prefer Banjo-Tooie, and a lot of people don't. But I just think the worlds there are better, but they both go hand in hand. They're like the same, basically.
Yeah, and I didn't play the second one, but I'll have to check it out.
It's a lot different. It's more adventure-y than 3D platform. It has the 3D platforming, obviously, but it's more interconnected and try to be an open world, I guess. So there's a lot of you got to do this in another world and this in another world to get a jiggy in another world. So it's a lot different. But yeah, those are two games I could always go back to.
A game I tried to play recently on stream and failed. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna pretend it didn't happen, but I would like to revisit because it is super cozy. The vibes are really cool, and it's a rhythm game. It's called Melatonin.
Melatonin.
It's called Melatonin. Yeah, it's a rhythm game. The music is such a vibe. The art style is super cool. It's a really neat game. It's on Steam. I recommend checking it out. Definitely don't play it with Bluetooth headphones. That's what was messing me up, was the delay. I promise. It wasn't just that I suck. So definitely is not a game I can stream with my Bluetooth headphones, but it's one I'll be checking out again because it is just so peaceful, especially before bed. It's trippy, but I like it.
Nice. Melatonin is not quite enough to meet the Hat Man, though.
No.
Just enough to make you feel vibed out.
Yeah, just enough.
You got anything else you want to talk about, Winter?
Oh.
Any other?
One game that I kind of picked up when I was door dashing, I found it for free on Opera GX's gaming tabs. So like Opera GX has a thing called the GX Corner, and it like offers like a bunch of like free games that you can just play, or offers like demos to games that you can buy, and like kind of keeps you up to date on like games that are out or that are coming out. So first off, not a sponsor, but I would say that Opera GX is like a really good web browser to pick up if anybody's interested in the gaming browser.
I have it, but I haven't used it very much.
But no, there was one game that I picked up, and you can find it on Switch. I think you can find it on Steam. Yes, you can. For only $7, there's a game called Oxytone.
Oxytone.
Yeah. Oxytone is sort of like a puzzle game. So you start with like an empty board, and you have a ball that you kind of have to like kind of walk it through a long path. So you're trying to like get like combos of like the longest path that you can make. How many tiles can the ball go through before it hits an end, like, and so on and so forth.
Very, very interesting style. I'm looking it up right now. Kind of reminds me of Fractals.
But let me tell you, like, for $6, this game kept me entertained for a really long time while I'm sitting there waiting for orders or waiting to get an order. I would just pick up my Switch and play this, and it would just like kill so much time.
It just tickled the brain correctly, you know?
Yeah. Ooh, it looks cool.
So
yeah,
that's one that I think that is kind of being overlooked.
It looks like neurons. The way it's laid out, it looks so cool.
Yeah, going through the brain folds, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. All the wrinkles of the brain lighting up.
It's just like unraveling the wrinkles in your head to like relax them. Relax the wrinkles.
Smooth
but don't
them
smooth
out.
that. Not too much smoothing though.
Not too much. It's a trap. Add to cart.
Add to cart.
Oh.
So there it is. You got someone to try, Winter. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's awesome. I did that with when we were doing the pod with Story Taylor. I ended up just buying that one game he mentioned, Golden Light. I was like, that's it. It was like some like. It's nothing cozy though. I'll tell you that. It's a scary game.
I don't remember a Golden Light.
It's like the prop hunt, but the props hunt you.
I put in Golden Light
on
on Steam.
Taylor mentioned.
It says Golden Light original soundtrack, the meat songs.
The meat songs.
I think that was Taylor mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I said. That said that he inspired me to get that game because it sounded cool, and it looks like a weird, fleshy, fucking Eldritch horror, but with a little bit of a silly twist. I don't know. Well, anyway, that's not a cozy game.
I mean, to some people it might be. That's the beauty of games.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised if I met anyone, but more power to anyone who feels that way about that game. I haven't tried it yet.
Tell people that if it is you listening, don't let people know.
Yeah. Don't do it, guys. Let's see here. I'm looking at my list of games. Have you all tried Buck Snacks?
No.
God, that game's so fucking good. It's like Pokemon Snap mixed with Viva Pinata.
Ooh. Yeah, Pokemon Snap is a good one. That'd be interesting to check out. I feel like you might have told me about it. It sounds familiar now that you say that.
Yeah, it's like Pokemon Snap, but you're not on rails. You're able to walk around and stuff. You take pictures, but they're not the main gimmick. You have to like catch things and use different tools, kind of like you did in Pokemon Snap. And the Viva Pinata aspect is their food. You know, they're all like named funny things that are food related. They're cute. You can keep some around. Give them little hats.
Aww.
And it's got a story too. It's not like just a sim. It's like a story-based thing too. But it's cozy when you're not paying attention too hard to the story. It's just like vibing out to like what's presented to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys, anybody who's listening enjoyed that, enjoyed Pokemon Snap, Viva Pinata, or both, check this one out. It's like my favorite new indie game thing that has to do with creatures. Like this, you know what I mean?
It's called Bug Snacks?
Yeah, Bug Snacks with the X at the end.
Thanks.
Bug Snacks. Talk about Bug Snacks. Sneezy loves this game because of the song I made up for it. I talk about Bug Snacks and we're rocking through the snow. I go pit pat, platty plat, walking through the snow. Gonna go to my igloo, you know, that's how I like to roll. I was just singing randomly.
You can't tell me that's not the theme song.
It's not.
Oh.
It was just something that came out of my brain.
It's the theme song to me now.
Yeah, super cute game. It has a free DLC too, so it adds more.
Nice.
And the soundtrack is super cool too. It's like cute. And like, I don't know, like Saturday morning cartoony.
That's a good way of describing it.
Yeah, when they announced it for PlayStation exclusive, I was so sad. Back in like 2020 or something. I was like, no, how could they? I was like, why is it only PlayStation? And then a year or two later, it came out on Game Pass. And I tried it then. And then I saw it was on Steam, and then I bought it.
Nice. So. That's when you know it's good. When you had it a chance to play it on Game Pass, and you decide you want to own it, have it forever.
Hell yeah. Love that game. Bug Snacks. My favorite one is a Scorpeño. It's a scorpion jalapeno.
Spicy.
Scorpeño! He sounds like this, Scorpeño! They have little voices like bunger, 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 bunger.
That's amazing. That's so cute.
All right, what else do we got here?
So, Steph mentioned something about like, she mentioned like how some people are like, oh yeah, you should pick up Stardew Valley. That seems like such a chill, cozy game for you to play. You should try it. But then Steph tried it and was not very impressed with it and said, you know, this actually frustrated her more than it made her feel cozy. Has that ever happened to you, Chaz? Like somebody mentioned to you, oh, this is a fun, chill game, and just be like perfect for you to try. Have you ever had a very sour experience with a game that was supposed to be cozy?
Well, I mean, it happened to me recently with I don't know if I would consider it cozy because it wasn't at the moment for me, but the concept of it sounded like I could get into it and like be something I play for fun, you know. But the Mega Man Battle Network.
Did it let you down?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm excited because I like Digimon, and this is sort of kind of digital and whatnot. And I feel like my brain could wrap it around easy to it, but boy, was I wrong. It's like a weird grid-based thing. I was getting used to it for a bit, but then the difficulty spike just fucks me over.
Oh.
And I was like, all right, this is no fun anymore. I don't want to play it.
Yeah, the difficulty ramp is like that. Definitely can take the fun out of it.
Yeah, no hate, what do you call it? No hate to the person who recommended it to me, but the game just wasn't for me, you know.
Well, no,
but
we're not declaring any hatred toward any of the people who recommended the game. We're just gonna say these are just not our vibe.
Yeah, basically. I don't want anybody to feel bad, you know, because I genuinely thought it would be something I enjoyed. It's just the way they went about the game wasn't how I liked it to go about it, because it just the difficulty spike was just like, whoa, why?
Why? Please,
why
no.
am I was having a good time before, now it's just like I can't do nothing. Like losing over and over and over, and it's like, all right, that's it. 3 hours was enough.
Only so much loss you can take.
Yeah, so that's like one of the few experiences I can say that I would have probably considered cozy if I liked it, but I just didn't.
Which happens, like I said.
Yeah.
It does.
One man's cozy is not another's.
Yeah.
That's the great philosophers say.
One man's cozy isn't another guy's snuggie, let me tell you. What about you, Winter? You have one like that?
I do. And it's from the old dearest. Bless his heart. Project Zomboid.
Project Zombosis Jones?
It's just called Project Zomboid, and
okay.
Like,
sorry.
Zombosis Jones. Jesus Christ.
It's Zomboid.
Like Project Zomboid, it's like you wake up and you know your town's already been overrun with a zombie infestation, so you're just trying to like scrounge around town, get as much supplies as you can, just try to last as absolutely long as you can with what fresh water there is on the map and with what food is left on the map, and just not get overrun by zombies. That's basically how long can you survive. But the combat, like Gordy tried taking me through it like from one night, and he's like, okay, just watch out, and if like a zombie comes in, just be sure to click correctly, like attack it. I'm like, okay, what do you mean by clicking correctly? And like eventually like a zombie got onto me and I died instantly. I'm like, okay, well this game fucking sucks.
Where's the fun? Where's the cozy?
Am I having fun yet? No.
Getting one tap by Zomboid.
Getting one tap by a fucking Zambino. He's fucking munching on my ass like I'm on Easter Sunday.
Some motherfucking Zambino over here.
Some Dino munching on me like I'm an all-you-can-eat buffet.
They came over like I word on the street is some kind of phony baloney, huh?
So, yeah, it just became a thing. It's just like, okay, this is just not a fun game for me. And Um, there's been a couple others. Like I was Persona 4. My uncle loves the Persona series. Like, can't get enough of it. But I tried it. I'm just like, it's it's not my thing, no.
It's I.
It's I.
Like this.
It's such a
You know
big
what?
deal way.
The like OG cozy game I played as a wee lass. I'm trying to think, like, what are some OGs? Mario Paint, I think, was my OG cozy game.
Mario Paint.
There.
Damn.
The Super Nintendo, painting, swatting some flies, maybe if I'm feeling up to it.
Swatting some flies. God, that I wish I had that game. I was like, when I was like 13, I was going back to like my Super Nintendo stuff and like looking up stuff on YouTube of different Super Nintendo games. I'm like, Mario Paint? This was a thing? I didn't know about it. And I was so mad. I was like, I would have fucking loved this shit. You know, because my musician brain was already developing at that point, you know?
Yeah, oh my gosh, it would have been right up your alley. It was so good.
Yeah, I was like, God. Like, I would watch remixes on YouTube of different songs from Mario Paint. You know, like, it was like, I wish I could do this so bad. God damn.
God, OG game for me, like an old school game. Oh, Trouse should know the answer to this one for me. Super Nintendo game, Trouse.
Donkey Kong Country 3.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country 3. Yeah, I could say that Donkey Kong Country 3 is probably my top. Because I don't know if you watched our series stuff of us playing through the Donkey Kong Country series. But I told Charles that 3 held the spot dearest for me just because I was a very sick kid in the 4th grade and had to go through a lot of surgeries. I went through like 4 surgeries within a year.
Oh man.
And so, but my mom took me into GameStop one day and she's like, pick whatever you want. And I saw Donkey Kong Country 3. I'm like, okay, well, this looks vibey. And yeah, that game held me through the year. It helped me get through like all the bull crap that I had to go through. Another one, no, for me, Trials, was A Link to the Past.
That's the other one. Link to the Past. We went through that together while you were randomizing it for yourself.
Yeah. I wanted to see how many randoms I could go through before you finish the game.
I love that game. I didn't play it until a couple of years ago for the first time. I really enjoyed it.
My experience was kind of like 7 out of 10, I think.
Yeah. You enjoyed it, but it wasn't like one that you'll go back to.
I might at one point in the very far future, but not anytime soon. Because, like, I know in the future I'm going to be like, all right, Zelda time again, and I'm going to choose some games and be like, all right, maybe we'll play this again. What about fucking... I don't know if you all played the Tetris Attack game with the Yoshi stuff.
The what? The Yoshi stuff?
Yoshi. They had Yoshi. It's called Tetris Attack. And there's a Japanese version called Panel de Pon, and it was like a bunch of fairy girls. But they changed it for US audience or like Western audiences to be Yoshi characters. And it was just Tetris, but kind of different. It wasn't like regular Tetris.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
That was a game that I got so good at, and I would always, and I would play it for cozy times, and I still kind of do every so often. It's got one level that I love a lot called Forest, and it has the wiener dog that's literally a hot dog as the character there, and it has a very, very cozy acoustic song, and I learned it on guitar because I loved it so much. But yeah, that was my favorite level because it always makes me think of my childhood whenever I listen to it, and just the pure carefree, feelings, I guess. Just you in the game. That's it. Nothing else.
There's some good cozy Yoshi games. The Woolly World games I like a lot. They're super.
I wish
cool.
I played those. I never got to play it.
They're really fun. I played the first one and I really liked it. I had the little pink Yoshi amiibo.
Was it a Wii U game, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't play it. I never had a Wii U. My brothers did, but I never, played it. I did play Yoshi's Island and Yoshi's Story. Those were my two that I liked a lot. Back on the Super Nintendo and 64.
Puzzle game on the Super Nintendo called Yoshi's Cookie, which was so random. Yeah. I loved that game.
That's like the precursor to the Tetris Attack Yoshi.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the gateway cookie.
Gateway cookies. Yoshi be fucking eating edibles like crazy. No wonder my boy green. Oh yeah, I want to bring up. I don't know if we talked about many of these yet. Cozy games that most people wouldn't consider cozy for yourself, because we talked about the opposite, right? Where a cozy game that wasn't cozy for us, but a cozy game for us that wouldn't be cozy for others. For me, it's Halo.
I knew what you were gonna say, and I get it.
Halo.
I get it. That was my unwinding game in like high school and college.
Yeah, just being able to go through those missions as much as you wanted. Oh man, I would play the same ones over and over and over and over just cause. And I would always be like, I've heard the music and the dialogue enough times to just not care, so I started putting on my own music on my Xbox player over it, and it would always warn you, are you sure you want to listen to your music? You won't be able to hear it. I'm like, yep, I want to listen to my music. And I'd have a System of a Down playing while I'm doing a scarab fight in Halo 3.
Yes, this is peace.
Yeah, peace for me. It was like, they're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison for you and me to live in. It's so cathartic, and my brain easily just goes into a flow state when I play Halo. And when I play with others through Halo, I gotta stop myself sometimes, because I don't stop to smell the roses anymore. I just kind of flow and keep going, because my brain is just tuned in already. But yeah, that's like the big one for me, where most people be like, a shooter, a cozy? Yeah, exactly. That's the fucking vibe, fucking killing aliens as an overpowered superhuman. It's just a power trip too,
Right? Protecting humanity.
having a bad day, go beat up some aliens. Grunts and jackals.
We're kind of on the same vibe on that, Charles, because some games I'll fucking just melt my brain to is like StarCraft, Warcraft, Stormgate, like those kind of games where it's a building resource army management and you're just trying to survive and win. Yeah, like those kind of games I'll vibe to all day.
Yeah, it's a lot going on, but you're able to you just played it so much already, right? Where you're just like, it just flows.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I think about those games, I'm like, damn, you got to think about resource management. What front are you getting attacked on? How many different, other bases are out there that could attack you, or where you're gonna send your men over here? Are you gonna send your men over there? You're gonna send the ships this way or that way, or you're gonna just run away or fucking defense up, or it's all this fucking shit you got to think about.
I felt so bad for media night because we kept trash talking each other like something fierce on who was the better StarCraft 2 player. I felt so bad for media. Like our last game together, we did a best of 5, and I swept. I did a clean sweep.
Dang.
But like the last game, I was telling my chat, I was like, so should I show off? And like, what do you mean? I said, should I just mouse only this run? Like, just take the keyboard completely out of the equation. They're like, do it. So I fucking did. And I was like, okay, well, what if we were to be just a complete dick and just build this massive army, sneak a creature in, build a tunnel in the back of Media's base, and just load them in and just dump them out the back of the base? And I did, and like, my army went through and destroyed like 3/4 of Media's base before Media's own like, so it's like, what the fuck happened?
Good.
And I made
That's crazy.
I made it to that meme. It's like, nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. Well, they're gonna know.
Oh, would they know?
Yeah, I mean, you go into Zen mode, flow state, you know. Zen mode, flow state is the key words here.
Mm-hmm. That's it's all about.
What about you, Steph? You got any games like that for yourself?
Yeah, like I briefly mentioned, Downwell for me is one where it's a 2D rogue type shooter, and kind of like Halo. You think shooter? Dying?
Yeah.
Cozy?
Shooter.
But I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. There's like 3 buttons. It's extremely linear. It's a short game, but difficult. So if I die, it's not the end of the world because I can get back there in a few minutes.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, like I could turn my brain off. I know what I'm supposed to do. I just kind of, like you said, go into the flow state. And then same thing with like Celeste. Like I know what I'm supposed to do. It's 3 buttons. If I fall, there's no game overs in Celeste. You just get put right back up on the cliff. And you just go. You just climb the mountain until you get there. It can be a very frustrating game, but I'm not trying to get all the unlockables or anything. I'm just vibing out to the music and enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then wanted to mention what's it called? Hypnagogia again. I talk about this game every chance I get. I'm sorry, guys.
They should be paying you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you get
I just can't help it. No, but Hypnagogia Boundless Dreams. That's like the game that sent me down a rabbit hole. No pun intended. Because there's a rabbit in the game. But it sent me down a rabbit hole of all these different indie games because I was kind of new to the PC gaming world because I had just gotten a PC maybe several months prior, and I was just basically playing like Halo and not much else because I didn't know what to look for yet. And it was just a bunch of multiplayer things, and I had my emulator games. But yeah, and then I looked into just indie stuff, and I saw a YouTuber I like play this game called Hypnagogia, and I was like, oh, this looks like right up my alley. It's super colorful, and it's like looks like a PlayStation 1 aesthetic. I was down with it. And then I got it. It was like a month after it had released too. 2021.
I can interrupt you, Charles. I need to step away for just a second to stretch.
Alright, no worries. I forgot what I was saying. My brain shook.
No.
Oh yeah, it came out October, and I played it in like December or something. But yeah, it sent me down a rabbit hole of all these different indie games. I have a similar-ish aesthetic a little bit, but it's basically like a walking sim / simple platforming game with some puzzles. It's beautiful.
It has great reviews. It looks trippy. It looks really cool.
Yeah. I'm actually going to be taking Winter through that game very soon.
Oh yeah.
As like a voice guide, I guess. That'll be happening in the future some point. But I don't want to give too much away about the game, just so he doesn't know too much himself. But it's PlayStation 1 graphics, and that was enough for me to be like, hell yeah. And the colors are nice. The music's sick.
It looks trippy.
It even inspired me to make my own song inspired by the game. Nostalgic Dreams. It has a screenshot from the game as the cover. I got permission from the dev.
Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Some of these screenshots or like covers for YouTube videos are kind of creepy.
Oh, there's an element of not so cozy that comes later, but I still love it.
And 9 out of 10 on Steam. Very cool.
Yeah, very soon, if it reaches 500 positive reviews, he's gonna make a third one.
Ooh.
And it's almost there. I think it's like in the 480s.
Oh yeah, he'll get it.
Oh, I can't wait for that, because I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring and try to compose for it.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
I've already done a little bit for him in the past, so I'm hoping I get some luck. I definitely recommend that game. It's my favorite indie game ever. It even beats Undertale for me, personally.
That's saying a lot.
It's just my vibe, you know, over the other, basically. I mean, anybody could say Undertale's better than that game and they would be valid.
It
for me,
their vibe.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, it brought me to that rabbit hole of psychedelic PS1 style stuff.
Mm-hmm. Pretty psychedelic. Scrolling through all the pictures of it.
Good old hypnagogia. I need to look at... It says here about it too, yeah. Oh, 481, not bad. Dun, 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 dun. And I wonder if I'm going to talk about hypnagogia next podcast too. I got to think about that.
The streak going.
Because the next one we're supposed to do. Yeah, the next one we're doing, I don't think it's going to have anything to do with multiplayer. Or like, the game can't do multiplayer, so I can't really bring it up. So
You could talk about games that you wish were multiplayer.
Games I wish they were multiplayer. Work it in there that way.
But like I wish that there were more multiplayer cozy games. Like I know Stardew is multiplayer, but you know how I feel about Stardew. And
Yeah.
that's what I really like about Power Washing Simulator is that it has co-op.
You know what would be a really cool, like, cozy... It's not necessarily a game, they know that VR chat.
Yeah.
Like, if you make your own private room, not public, because that's just a death sentence for yourself if you... but if you do your own private thing and you can, like, download certain aesthetics from different, you know, like, people that make environments, I guess, for the game. And you can have, like, if you have multiple friends with VR headsets, you can all jump into the world and hang out. And that's sick to me. Like, I have some friends who do that every so often, where they'll just hang out in a virtual room, and it's like, whoa, that sounds pretty fun. Like, just to be immersed in some different environment.
Right, that's so trippy. I like that.
If they make rooms that are similar to video game worlds, I would be all in that shit. Like, let me live in Banjo's house.
Again.
I want to go to Banjo's house, you know, like hang out in there, selling his blue recliner.
His clock.
His cuckoo clock. Yeah, that'd be fun. Like, but it's expensive, you know.
Of course, yeah.
Like $800 headsets. And you're gonna need to spend a pretty penny for that kind of experience.
Yeah.
See, that's a cool multiplayer cozy time if you make it.
Sorry.
It's for the richest people. The rich people.
The rich cozy vibes. Welcome back, Winter.
So, what was the multiplayer game we were discussing here?
Oh, just like if there were more multiplayer cozy games, that'd be cool. And then I brought up like VR chat could technically be some sort of, cozy multiplayer thing where you hang out in an environment with your friends.
Yeah. I really miss the board game nights that people would play with Tabletop Simulator.
Oh, Tabletop Sim. That's a good one.
Oh my goodness, that's a great one. We didn't even consider.
We used to have a monthly board game night, so it would be hosted on Tabletop Sim.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I miss like all
Long
our
time ago.
Tuesday nights.
Yeah, everyone kind of just stopped, or everyone got real busy for a while after the pandemic ended, basically.
Right.
Well, because we were good about it while the pandemic was going on, but then people got busy because work and life getting back to normal, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be nice to have them come back every so often, though.
Yeah.
Very cool. I miss a good community night.
Yeah, it's hard to get them going nowadays, but there's always those rare moments where it's like, oh, everyone's free, we can all do something.
Right.
Like, us getting together and like doing another Mario Party night.
Fuck, Mario Party night, dude. Oh man, I'm gonna lose again. Fucking Mario Kart nights are always fun too. And I gotta say I'm biased, but I miss my Halo nights.
Yeah, for sure.
Those are always a good time, but Halo Infinite screwed us all over. So
Ooh.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite was fucking terrible for connection issues and lag, and network is being terrible. Although the Forge was amazing, but the whole product was kind of meh. Yeah, those are always cozy times, to be honest. Super fun and chaotic, but cozy nonetheless.
Yeah, it's like the coziest way to hang out with friends. You're hanging out, but you're also curled up. You got your beverage of choice. Got your blankets. I got my blanket at least.
And a bag of Cheetos.
Uh-huh. Get the dust all over the blanket.
Oh man. What else do we got here? I have a couple weird ass games that no one's probably heard of.
Oh. Before we do, Charles.
Yeah.
Do we want to kind of announce what we're going to be working on? Since I know you talked about Hypnagogia.
Oh yeah. If you want, we can bring it up. I brought it up for a little bit, but yeah.
So, if you guys were excited about watching Charles and I play through Donkey Kong Country, the series, and then when you guys were watching us, when Charles was going through Super Mario RPG for the first time, we're going to start coming back again. We're going to start grouping together again and start playing some games again.
Again.
The duo's back again. Yay. No. We are going to be getting back together again and starting to record sessions of me playing through Hypnagogia for the first time with Trouse in the comms. This unfortunately will be YouTube specific, and it'll just be through via video. It won't be live streamed or anything like that, so you'll just have to keep your eyes peeled for when we release that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be cool.
I want to do some video editing to it, make it nice and crispy for you guys.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited for your thoughts. I'm excited for your thoughts because goddamn, it's gonna be cool.
Very exciting.
Kane, do a Soul Link.
Do a Soul Link? No, I tried asking Charles to do that. He said no.
I was already. I said a Nuzlocke race. Okay, because I tried with with Steph, Mer, and Ben. That's 4-way Soul Link with Fusion, and it was the hardest shit in the world.
It was. We didn't fail though. We failed in the sense that we stopped doing it, but it was so stressful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was like we maybe could have gotten it through, but I didn't trust that bridge. That bridge had like 5 fights in a row. Fuck, that's crazy. Imagine all 4 of us winning 5 fights in a row.
The grinding was so tedious too.
Yeah, it was just rough for that game specifically. Fusion has so many different variables, but I was more down for the Nuzlocke race because it's like we could just be worried about ourselves and still have like the cooperativeness of racing.
I don't know that that's cooperative.
Well, you're
cooperating by agreeing to race.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we're still doing it. We're doing it together.
Oh, okay.
You know? Like yeah. You know.
I mean, I wouldn't mind trying it.
I mean, we could try both, depending what we feel is the better vibe, I guess. But it just sounded like if we're doing Pokemon Infinite Fusion, because I know you still haven't tried that, and I think it would be the best one to do it with. But it's also like so much goes into that game where the type switch ups, the different moves you get from all the different fusions that happen. It's like wow,
big brain Pokemon.
Yeah. Fucking Soul Links. Alright, but yeah, fucking I was gonna bring up this weird games that I don't think any of y'all have heard about. There's this game called 0 Degrees North, 0 Degrees West. And I just sometimes, it's a walking sim to the fullest extent, but it's extremely trippy and there's a lot of different weird ass fucking realms you can walk into. And it's, I don't know, it's super fun to walk in for like half an hour if you're fucking feeling like you need to take a walk, but you don't feel like going outside. You know what I mean?
When you want just exercise without the exercise.
Well, it's not all about the exercise. It's about just the change of scenery, you know? But, like, if you look at I don't know if you guys can see the screen, or if you guys are looking at screenshots, but 0 Degrees North, 0 Degrees West is just really trippy. But you just walk around and it's got this really ethereal music playing in the background a lot of the time. Sometimes it's creepy and ominous, but it's just the unparalleled vibes you get from it when you walk through different realms. You're like, wow.
It's on Steam.
Yeah, it's on Steam. It's 0. Well, degrees. Yeah, degrees is the symbol, not the actual word.
It's 0 Degrees and 0 Degrees West. I kept forgetting to put game, so it just kept giving me like the actual location.
Where in the world is this?
Gulf of Guinea.
How do you do the degree sign?
You don't have to. You can just put 0 and 0 W.
Okay, ZERON.
Again, very positive reviews. This looks so trippy.
Popping up.
Let me send you.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
Oh, you got it? Yeah, this is by Color Fiction. They have a bunch of games that are like this, but this is like their biggest one. But yeah, you walk through all these worlds and just vibe. And I think there is capability for VR. Yeah, you can have the VR version where you can walk in these worlds too.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's super beautiful stuff, and I think more people need to know about it because it's like one of those simulator games where you're doing stuff, but this is just for walking through weird worlds.
Okay, I have a series.
A series of unfortunate events.
These series are not meant for anyone under the age of 18, so y'all know.
Okay.
Okay, noted.
There is a game series called I'm on Observation Duty.
Oh god, those games. No, I hate the scariness of those.
They're not scary.
Doesn't sound cozy.
They're not,
To me, they're scary.
So the aspect
Oh my
of
gosh, it scared me just googling it.
So the aspect of it is that you're watching cameras in certain parts of like people's houses and establishments, and you're watching out for anomalies. So like when you see something that's out of place, the crew will come in and clean it up and then move out and move on, and you'll just go back to watching for more anomalies. Number 3, they changed it to where you're like in first person, you're in the actual house and establishment, like looking for them instead of just on cameras.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, like, I do love these games, and I definitely need to get back into like Contact Midge and like doing like the next couple that have come out because we're behind. But like you do see some scary stuff, not gonna lie, but it's still very cozy for me. But then you find some interesting stuff. So like one of the things that I found in this is on number 2 is like one of the anomalies that'll pop up is that there's this one guy just butt ass naked on the sofa. And there's another guy kneeling down in front of him just going to town. And when we saw that, we immediately changed cameras on. Well, did not mean to interrupt this event that was going on. And what's funnier is that we reported the anomaly, and then we're like, okay, let's go take a look. And we go back to the cameras, and both guys are looking at the camera like you have the fucking audacity to report us. I'm like, uh-oh, I'm so sorry.
That's hilarious.
Number 3, and it's in my clips on Twitch. Number 3 on Observation Duty 3. I was like finding him. I was starting to find the anomalies, and I was like, okay, well now they're starting to do stuff. And all of a sudden, I hear this deep, like dark, like sex jazz music happening.
Sex jazz.
Sex jazz.
That's a genre.
And I start looking around, and I go into the bedroom, and there's this guy, like, fit. Like, this guy was fit. And he looked like he had been in the sun for quite some time, and he's just laying in a very sexy pose on the bed. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt that, sir.
That sounds like a wild game.
It's a lot of fun. Like,
it's cozy, but he was getting cozy.
He was getting a little too
It's a
cozy.
different kind of cozy.
So, I mean, it is horror, but like it is one of those that I can just play all day.
That's funny. I probably would never play it though, because I'm a bitch.
It's okay.
Well, Trows, just so you know, I am getting back up there on points.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Remember the last game I made you play? You don't
it was the guy that was investigating.
Yeah.
Alright. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll find the courage.
We better find it sooner than later, because I'm getting up there on points again.
Don't threaten me. Stop yelling at me, please.
Winter was banned from chat.
Revoked your points. No more Sponduli for you.
No, I need to Spondulis.
Oh yeah, I wanted to bring up this earlier, but I forgot. But when Pokemon was brought up towards the beginning, there's this ROM. I don't know if it's a ROM hack or kind of like its own thing, but I don't know if you've heard of Pokewilds.
Yes.
No.
Pokewilds is like you're playing Crystal version in an open world where you have like crafting and stuff, but you could like build a base with your Pokemon and stuff, and they do things like there's like random encounters still, and it's like normal Pokemon, but you're just able to go in this big world and just do shit like 2D Minecraft, and I love it because they play all like the beautiful songs from back in the day while you're roaming around, and it's like, oh, this is cozy. And you can like make the world as big as you want or as small as you want.
I love that.
It's cute. I wish it was in like Gen 3 graphics though, to be honest, but that's just my personal preference.
Well,
I would love to see one like that.
Pokemon.
Yeah. That game was fun for a while. I played it for like, I'd say like 18 hours total, maybe 20. Back like 2 years ago. I need to play it again though, because it sounds like a fun time to just vibe to. Pokemon. Alright, I gotta take a restroom break very quick, but we'll be back.
Okay. I guess this will be a good time to take a quick 5-10 minute break, Steph. So if you need to step out or what you need to do real quick.
Good.
Alright, I'm back. Ugh.
Welcome back.
Thank you. While I was going to the restroom, we had a DoorDash delivery and my dogs were losing it. Gotta rein them in. Oh. Is Winter away right now too?
I believe so.
Okay. Alright, I'm looking at more of these games I'm gonna bring up right now. Let's see. I already got two in the chamber for to talk about. Man, I can't believe the weekend's almost already done.
I know. I work remote on Mondays, which is nice, but not the same as the weekend, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I'm not doing work things, I have the stress and guilt of I should be doing work things.
Hey, at least you got that Monday to just relax still at home a little bit.
Yeah, I don't have to like get office ready, drive to the office.
Yeah.
Yada yada, all the corporate things.
All the corporate bullshit.
Spider-Man.
Pictures of Spider-Man. God damn it. That's so funny.
Pictures.
Pictures of Spider-Man. Damn it.
You tell my wife. Thank you.
Oh, fuck. Alright, I gotta bring up... It'd be not like me to not bring this up, but it's another thing. Digimon games for me.
There it is. I was wondering.
Those are some of the coziest experiences for me personally, because I grew up with that shit. I mean, not the games, but the series. I didn't get to play the games too much, surprisingly enough. I only played World 1, the very first game, for like one renting session from Hollywood Video. So I only played it for like 5 days, and I didn't get very far from what I remember. And then it took years and years later for me to get back into Digimon, because I stopped caring about it like 2002, 2003. And Pokemon Emerald took over my life. But 2020 they like remade the first season, or like the reboot of it, and that brought me back in. And then I started playing some of the old games because I had access to emulators. I was like, now I can try out the games I missed as a kid. And Digimon World 3 was the first one I played. I didn't even play World 1 first because I had already tried it. So I was like, I'm gonna go World 3. And here it's like one of the good ones. And then it was like immediately nostalgic to me to see it and play. And I was like, I've never tried this, but why am I feeling this feeling?
These feelings.
This cozy vibe I am. And they became my Friday night cozy stream time. Every time I played on Fridays, it was Digimon. And just grinding away the levels and exploring around and battling and seeing all the different forms of Digimon I can get. And this is the way everything looked, was all like, it looked like Pokemon a little bit, that one. It was like over the head, running around the world. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it's super cozy to me. And all the games that I played afterward have been similar for me, where I love them and they make me feel good. There's been a couple that I can't play though because they suck.
They do not make you feel good.
Yeah, World 2, I can't. I played that for 76 hours. I tried to like it.
Try to make it happen.
It didn't work out. But all the other ones I played really have been super cozy times for me.
Good.
Yeah, it gets me
really
back in the...
Oh,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say I really like kind of just simple, like overly simple games that seem like that's ridiculous. Why would you play a video game like that? But like hidden object games, like there's one in my Steam library called Cats Hidden in Paris, and you're just trying to find like hidden cats in the pictures. Or I have like a paint by number game on my phone, and it's just so calming. Like if I'm feeling anxious, I really like going to those kinds of games. It just shuts my brain off.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, there's some things I play like that too, where it's just like super simple, like gotta think of it. I haven't played one of those games in a while though, because it's been all like Elden Ring, fucking God of War. Lately it's been a lot of that for
Really
me.
intense.
Like I used to play on mobile games sometimes. I'd play like Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
Yeah.
That was really simple and cozy for me.
That was a great one. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, I played it for a good long while, but then New Horizons came out, and I was like, all right, this is the vibe now.
Then everyone went back to the camp.
Yeah.
I re-downloaded it recently on road trip, but haven't really fired it up since.
Yeah, it was just something to do for a little bit.
Yeah.
Not much of a mobile gamer myself, but I do have those few where I'm like, cool, I'll try this.
Yeah, me neither, actually. I have
I like being
my color and that's it.
I like being immersed in a screen, you know?
Made my full face in it.
Yeah, exactly. When you have a mobile phone, you're just looking down and it hurts after a while, and your arms get fucking, they get tired.
The horn growing on the back of your head from looking down too much.
Yeah, it's just not as cozy to play with your physicality. But I do like the
people see like fucking Elden Ring, God of War as cozy games to them. Like that's their vibe.
If I play Elden Ring enough times, it might become that. I do like it a lot, but it's hard.
There are people who find getting over it a cozy vibe.
Oh yeah, that game is weird. It would piss me off so bad. I already know. I'd never try games that I know is gonna make me mad.
Right.
Like I get extremely angry, and I don't want that.
Like, why would I willingly subject myself to the anger?
Yeah, unless it's Elden Ring. Because Elden Ring is beautiful.
Worth it.
That's one of the few hard games I'll willingly play excitedly, But yeah, most games I know that are gonna piss me off, I just avoid entirely. It's not worth. I'd rather be happy playing games.
Right. I'm too old to be angry while playing games.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, soon I'm gonna be getting something that would be considered something cozy, like a Tamagotchi thing. I don't know if you guys had those growing up.
Yes, I did.
I mainly had the Burger King toy ones, the ones that were shit, but I never got the good ones. But I got one recently that's Digimon. It's a Digivice. And that's as close as I'm going to get to wanting to play something mobile, probably.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like a 25th anniversary edition, colorful one. It's super cool.
Ah, that's so fun.
And it's got all the Digimon crests. You can wear it as a necklace, and you can switch out the crest to whatever you want. And it's like, oh, dude, this is something I would have loved as a kid.
Right.
So I bought it as an adult.
Reclaiming your youth.
Hell yeah. I got the fucking money for it now, shit.
Right.
Why not? Fill in the void that was once nothing.
Do it for the inner child.
And then the last game I wanted to mention here. You guys want to mention anything before I come up with my last one here?
No, I think I said all mine on my list.
Said all of them on your list, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Travis should know this. This is something that I can't go without saying is some good old World of Warcraft for me.
Oh yeah, there it is, World of Warcraft.
There it is.
I can't go without a day of browsing around Azeroth with my little panda who can fire lightning bolts from the tips of her paws. It's nice to be one of those who can work on death row, just work as the electric chair, No.
Someone's got to do it.
No, I do love World of Warcraft, and it's one of those, yeah, it can be a stressful game, but at the same time, it's just you don't have to do the end game content to enjoy a game like World of Warcraft. There's a million things you can do with it, and you're not stuck with just pushing to the end. You can go fishing, you can go picking flowers, you can go mine rocks, you could go look at the old dungeons, you could go through the old storylines from all the previous expansions. You can play their off-brand Pokemon. there's a lot of stuff, and I showed Charles a lot of it that you can do on there, and it's just And I'm excited because the new expansion's coming out in 8 days.
Oh my god! Already.
That's soon.
The new expansion's coming out on the 26th,
Yeah.
I think. I think it's the 26th.
Another
Yeah,
time to
26.
dive into it, fucking head first, huh?
So, but they're changing things around. So they're trying to more appease the casuals. And they're trying to make it a little more casual friendly because this expansion, they had so many of their world first raids not participate in this expansion, just because like they're not seeing a whole lot of profit off of taking weeks, if not months, of time off from their primary jobs to get together and spend hours and days and even weeks getting into these new mythic raids and trying to be the first guild to beat the final boss of the raid. It's wearing down a lot of the in-game raiders, a lot of like the mythic raiders, and so they're trying to figure out ways to appease it to where it's like more casual friendly. So one of the things that they're doing is like, if you don't want to go into a raid, you have this new option of doing what they call delves, which you're grouped with a bunch of like just computer generated characters, and you're going on these like little side hustles inside the world, but it awards you gear as if you did actually go on a raid with 24 other people. So,
Neat. It's a little more accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was seeing if let's see here. So Vault of the Incarnates. Yeah, Vault of the Incarnates released December 13th. 2022. So that was the first raid for Dragonflight. The first raiding guild to finish it finished it on December 23rd. So it took them 10 days to go through and clear that raid.
Damn.
Iberis the Shadow Crucible, released May 9th, 2022, was cleared May 15th, 2023. Amir Distilled the Dream Self, which was the last raid for the expansion, released November 14th. It took them until November 26th.
So like 12 days.
12 days.
They hustling through that.
Let's see here. So let's see here. So the guild that placed first, the guild that placed first beat the last boss with 519 pulls under their belt. So they wiped on that boss 518 times before they were able to beat him.
Jesus.
My gosh.
All the learning and losing.
Right.
Yeah. And that last boss, he has 4 phases, and each phase takes a while.
That's with 24 people fighting it?
25.
25?
Gosh.
So, first phase is nothing much. You're just sitting there and you're just like face rolling the boss. And then he flies away, turns into a dragon, flies away. So you have to run away from his little area of effect, and he smashes down, and you have to run back in, and he starts calling ads to start dealing damage to your group. So you have to pull away from the boss, fight those guys, and then get back to him and try to deal as much damage as you can before his next phase, where he flies away again like a fucking little pussy dragon and slams in the ground again. But this time he's starting to burn down the new world tree that you're trying to grow. Spoiler alert, by the way. So you're trying to grow a new world tree because one of those last raid bosses burned it down. And so he's trying to burn down this world tree and like your allies have a shield on it, but the shield isn't lasting. So spirits from the old world tree are trying to come through to go and restore the shield. But he is calling out more bad guys, and if the spirits touch these bad guys, they convert into bad guys too, and screw your shield over. So not only does that happen, but as these spirits are walking, they're also taking damage, and you need to get them to maximum health so that they can provide the maximum effort to that shield, so you don't lose the shield and burn and have the world tree burn. So that is on top of you need to take care of all the ads on the field while you're trying to take down the boss, while your healers are busy trying to heal up these spirits and get them to a shield without those spirits converting or dying, all while trying to take care of the tanks who are trying to deal with the boss and all the DPS who are trying to take care of the ads. That's just phase 2.
And this is the cozy game you love so much?
So cozy. Yes.
So, but I don't mythic raid. I don't heroic raid. I don't normal raid. Okay, I'm gonna go down to the dumbed down version. We're at 3.
Weenie Hut Junior raid.
Yes, Weenie Hut Junior difficulty. That's all the difficulty I need in life.
There you go. That's the cozy version of all that. That was like you were like reading off a foretold in the scrolls ass fucking boss fight.
Oh, trust me. And he was not like he was not at all one of the hardest bosses ever that I've ever fought in that game. No, there's another boss that takes it to the cake.
Okay. Oh no.
But I'm not gonna bore you guys with it. Unless y'all want to be bored with it, but we'll move on.
It's all good. That was intense for a cozy game, I won't lie. But I understand where you're coming from when it comes to how you play it. Depends, you know what I mean?
So yeah, it makes it as difficult. Kind of.
You can make it as hard, try hard, or you can make it as cozy as you want it to. But yeah, the game I really wanted to mention here that probably people wouldn't consider. A lot of people don't like it because there's too many collectibles. DK64.
Oh, monkey game.
I was surprised that
monkey
wasn't earlier in the session.
I know.
I brought up Banjo, but I wanted to save DK for later, because that one means more to me.
Aww.
But DK64, I'll tell you a little backstory. Why it's so cozy for me is because I had a Super Nintendo for a good portion of my young life, and when I was 6 years old in 1999, it was like a month after DK64 released. My family bought me the 64 for Christmas, with DK64 in it, you know, with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wanted to wanted to own one in 64 because my buddy had one, my neighbor. And then I got my own, and I got DK64, which he didn't have, and I didn't know about yet. So it was my first time ever playing it, and it immediately sucked me in, and it was like, oh my god, this world is so colorful. There's monkeys.
There's monkeys.
You know who plays the monkey, dude? Like, I went from playing like Super Mario World and Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 to playing that. And yeah, like it's just the worlds that are in there are super colorful, and the music is fucking hits.
Music,
and you run in. Yeah, the music hits, and all the different Kongs you can play as, all the different abilities. And there is a lot of collectibles, I won't lie, but you don't even need to collect them all. And I know it's hard for people who just want to grab all the things, because, you know, that's just like a compulsion of a lot of people, like me included.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it personally, because I like collecting things, and it's part of the fun. It's like a big old scavenger hunt. And with this one, it's a huge scavenger hunt. There's so much to grab. There's banana coins. There's different banana colors for each Kong. There's golden bananas. There's banana coins. There's banana fairies. There's like a rare and a Nintendo coin to collect. Just a lot of shit. Banana medals, a lot of different things. And I don't mind that at all. I like grabbing things. It's cool. But yeah, you don't even need. I think you only need about half of the things in general to beat the game, the bare minimum. So I find it to be a criticism that can be that should be challenged again by playing it once more and not trying to grab everything. Just get what you need.
Yeah, you don't stress yourself out.
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to segue into the randomizer version, which fixes all that. The randomizer gives you the ability to switch Kongs on the fly rather than having to walk back to a swapping barrel. Because you had to like go to designated barrels to swap out Kongs before in the original. But there's a way to make it where you just press the D-pad left or right to switch Kongs on the fly, and you just get them.
That's really convenient.
Yeah, it's super streamlined stuff. And they make some of the puzzles easier. They make some of the boss fight phases shorter so they're not as long and arduous. And you can do a lot of like messing with the settings, I guess, because they have a version called Vanilla but Better, which fixes everything in the vanilla but make it better. And then there's the one where you can make it super hard randomizer, like I like to do, and challenge yourself and make it so like you have to find like Kongs. Normally you find them stuck in their cages. Sometimes you can find them in a dirt pile or as an enemy drop or a boss drop. Or you could find sometimes the doors won't open with golden bananas. Sometimes you have to collect enough banana medals to open a door to the next world. You know, and it's like really interesting how you can just mess with it if you're familiar with the game. And that has made it even more so cozy for me, because like now I can just like Zen mode, just go through the worlds and like scavenger hunt in a new way every time. And
that's really cool.
It's like a childhood dream of mine come to life, honestly. Like, and you can also randomize the music. They have a whole database of over 1,000 different video game songs that have been reformatted in DK64's music format, so you can put it in the game. And there's a lot. They have a lot of musicians working on that shit. So you can randomize the music for all the worlds and everything. Absolutely all the pieces of music. You have aesthetic changes, like you can make the skybox different colors, the Kong colors, like their fur and their ties and their hats or whatever. They all change. So there's a lot of aesthetic things you can do to make it spicier. So I like to play those every so often. Like I probably played like at least 50 different randomizer versions of that already.
Yeah, well, that's really cool how it makes it kind of like a new game almost, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And like having too many collectibles works out in his favor for that matter, because there's so much more possibilities and checks to come across. Like one of the funniest ones for me was finding a dirt patch, which normally has like a rainbow coin, which gives each Kong like 5 coins each, but he could be whatever in the randomizer. And I got a dirt pile with Lanky in it, and it was so funny. I'm like, he was playing in the mud, wasn't he? Lanky would be the one in the dirt.
He would be. Oh, I love Lanky.
And it's just funny to see. And then sometimes there'll be a banana fairy, but it's fucking Chunky Kong flying. It's so goddamn hilarious. So there's some silly moments that happen, but yeah, like the coziness of it all, like seeing what you was familiar to change is always interesting too. Like the skybox I've always known as to be like a nice blue color, but sometimes it'll be magenta or orange like a sunset, or fucking like dark blue like it's nighttime. And it's so interesting because a little color change for the sky just changes the vibe, everything.
Yeah, which you don't really think about until it happens.
Yeah. And yeah, that's the ultimate one for me. But like, one last thing about it is they're about 50% through decompiling the game, which means like going through its code and like, I don't know how to explain it. Decomping is like, so you're able to mod the game easier, I guess, because you know how the game works, the coding and all that. So they decoded a good amount of it. So it's about 50% done, which means there's going to be more ROM hacks that are completely changing everything about it, like how there's Mario ROM hacks that do wild things, like change the geometry and which models in the game are in there, and a lot of different things because they've decompiled it so far where they can do that and modify things. So DK64 is heading that direction pretty soon, and I cannot wait to see all the cool ROM hacks people are going to do. Like, oh my god, I'm so excited for that prospect. It's going to be like a good couple years from now, but it's still closer than I would have ever imagined.
Yeah, and it's going to be so worth it too.
Yeah, so like the randomizer is just the start of it. What they're doing with it is amazing, but there's so much more to be done with it, which makes the coziness possibilities endless for me.
Endless comfort.
Exactly, endless comfort right there. I love that game so much. If you guys haven't tried it, I'd recommend trying the randomizer version with the vanilla but better settings, because it's cool to go back to and like see the vibes it brought. You know, if you like Banjo, you'd probably like this. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Nice.
All right. Any final things you want to mention, Steph?
No, we covered a lot, and I'm feeling the cozy now. Got me, got me itching for the comfort.
Oh man. Well, that was a fun conversation. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
A lot of cozy vibe games. So a lot of games that you the viewers can check out and see for yourself. What were some of your cozy games? What were some of your dickery-doos?
Dickery-doos?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I hope that you guys, the viewers, enjoyed tonight's session. I did remember who we were having on October, so I'm messaging them now to see if they're available. But
all right,
September we got a real treat for you guys. So hope you guys will be excited for that.
I gotta look back on that again. Let's see.
Well, I'll remind you after the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Steph, it was great to have you. It was great to finally talk to you again after it's been so long.
I know. Thank you guys so much. It was fun.
Did you want to plug anything for the viewers to check out for yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Twitch. StephBabies is my name. I don't have a consistent schedule right now, but if you follow me on Twitter, then I usually post a stream schedule there. Right now I'm playing through Metroid Zero Mission a couple of nights a week, and that's it. Nothing crazy.
There you go, guys. Go check out her channels. And yeah, you'll like her vibe. She's like we said in the beginning, cozy is the name of her game for most of her stuff. So
thank you.
And again, be sure to keep an eye out in case Charles decides he wants to show off the Hypnogagia playthrough as we're getting it up on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I'll let y'all know when that happens too, for sure. Alrighty, but yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks again, Steph, for joining.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
All right, much love, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See you all next time here at the podcast. Bye.